Let's freaking go.
Welcome back to another episode of the Inquisitive Mamba podcast. This is episode 133. So much is gone on in the NFL this past week. I feel like it's been a year since we've recorded. It's been absolutely insane. Some football tomorrow. That Bears-Seahawks game last night was absolutely drunk. Thomas Brown needs to hit the unemployment line, unemployment.com, because that's where Thomas Brown needs to be. This story with Caleb Williams, the games last weekend. Is Josh Allen the MVP? Is Lamar Jackson the MVP? I had a great Christmas, rocking a new jacket I got for Christmas. All 32 NBA teams. Ethan seems like he's having a great time as well. I think you're sporting a Kings jersey. Is that correct?
Yes, I am.
Is that a De'Aaron Fox?
No, of course not.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Mike Brown got fired.
Tyrese Halliburton.
Oh my gosh, that's a Tyrese Halliburton jersey?
That's my guy. That's my
guy. Gosh, Iowa State legend. But yeah, so much is going on in the NFL. The Steelers, are they frauds? Are they contenders, pretenders? Are the Chiefs the best team in the NFL that just secured the 1 seed? We may not see Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift for another month because with the 1 seed locked up, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen MVP. We're going to get all into it. The college football playoff, SMU, Penn State, Texas, Clemson, Indiana, Notre Dame, Oregon, Ohio State coming up next week. Ooh. Wow. So let's get right into it. I hope everyone had a great Christmas. Make sure to hit that subscribe button on YouTube, the Inquisitive Mamba podcast. Almost at 1,100 subs. The NFL review video, 10,000, or the NFL onside kick video on YouTube, 10,000 views. The jersey one, 10,000 views. LFG, baby, as Tom Brady has said, no trademark, no copyright intended. Hope everyone has had a great week. But this NFL, man, we got to get right into it. Last night's Bears-Seahawks game, what the happened? I mean, I cannot believe it. I was watching that game. I actually took a parlay as well. I feel like I've been parlayed with my leg parlays because they just have not gone right the past few days. But sticking on this Bears-Seahawks game, I mean, I don't think the Seahawks are a good team. I really don't. I mean, they are not a good team. Geno Smith, I know you wrote back, or I didn't write back, you didn't write back, however you want to slice it. Ethan can correct me if you want. Geno's time as a starter, it's got to come to a close. Ooh. If you don't want to go get yourself the quarterback in the draft, maybe go look in free agency. Maybe whoever's available, because Geno Smith isn't cutting it. You've got a lot of pieces on offense. You've got a pretty good offensive line. I know guys, they've been shaky this year as much as they were last year, but some of the play calling was horrendous. I mean, their defense is still good. They got a really good defensive young core on the secondary with Witherspoon, Woolen, Kobe Bryant. I mean, I don't, Julian Love as well. They got from the Giants, who also went to Notre Dame, but I cannot figure out the Seahawks. But you said this to me last night. You go, the Rams, book it. They're winning the division.
Without a doubt, if you watch last night's game, it doesn't take a genius to figure out this team is a fraud. They don't play well against good teams and against crap teams like the Bears who are rebuilding. They play below their level. Their leading wide receiver yesterday was a tight end, Noah Fant, who they got from the Russell Wilson trade. 43 yards. Like, come on. I mean, his stats aren't horrible. 17-23 in rainy conditions. You weren't converting. DK Metcalf was getting more personal fouls. I think he had 2 of them than he was getting looks for most of the game. Okay, he had 3 receptions, but still, you get the point.
I do.
It's not a good offense right now. I love the offensive coordinator, Grubbs. He's a former Washington Huskies OC. I love their defense. Their defensive line is one of the biggest defensive lines. They have Leonard Williams. Jaren Reed. They also got McCoy, who they drafted Texas first round. Mm-hmm. So it's a lot of big men up there. The secondary has flash talents. We know what Witherspoon is. We're trying to figure out if Reed can rebound because he's had down years and down years. The safeties are good. Julian Love. They probably need 2 more years in that defense is what Mike McDonald wants. But dang, this is a bad game.
Bears fans were yelling, "Sell the team," the chant after the brutal performance. I mean, this game was not Caleb Williams' fault. And I know you want to look at the stat sheet and you want to say Caleb Williams, hammer Caleb Williams. It's all Caleb Williams' fault. There was a play at the end of the game though where he rolled out and he threw it kind of off his back foot like he was like Spider-Man. Yeah, I know. And I was like, you're going to blame Caleb Williams? I mean, he's been sacked 66 times now. The number just keeps going up. There's 1 game left. Thomas Brown is completely in over his head. It's very obvious. I don't even think it looks like he wants to coach because, I mean, Bears fans were saying, "Oh, we want to win last night. We want to win." I'm like, why do you want to win? What? Why? Tank for a better draft pick.
For
what reason?
For what reason? Offensive line is horrendous. It's always been the issue. We've
Yes.
said it multiple times before. If you have a bad offensive line, go get a mobile quarterback that can make plays. Justin Fields. If we're looking at this offensive line, number 73, I don't know if Caleb Williams got you no gift for Christmas. I don't know if he got you Cole. I'm surprised if he did give you a gift. You had a holding play. It negated a touchdown to Rome Odunze. I think that would be his first one of the year, if I'm correct. And then you have a false start. Everyone knows they're just taking it to the clock. Why would you move?
Well, not even just that. The end of the game there's 31 seconds left on the clock, and they don't want to call a timeout. What are we doing? This is clock management. It's like a domino effect. It's like there's no way Thomas Brown is going to be back after this year. There's no way. And Caleb Williams said this has been going on for years, like the boos and the woos and the woes from previous. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of it is the same team, but like there is bright spots there. You need to address the offensive line. I know they went to the draft last year and it didn't pan out in the offensive line department, but this year they're going to have to go to the offensive line bad. But I want to move on to the Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen MVP debate. I mean, that was an insane performance by Lamar Jackson. I mean, he cooked my entire parlay. I took a parlay with Lamar. I took Lamar alternate line, but I mean, just watching that game, I was like 31-2, and the Texans they want to consider themselves a contender in the AFC. In what world? I know they lost Stephon Diggs. I know they lost Tank Dell. I know they lost Jalen Petre. I know Will Anderson got hurt a few games ago. The thing about CJ Stroud, though, we'll go back to Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen debate, and you can chime in here as well. Anytime, please interrupt me. With CJ Stroud, I hate to say that it's a sophomore slump. I hate to say that because it's a total different team. A lot of teams, all 32 teams, all 31 other teams in the NFL have tape on you. They've seen what you've been able to do. However, Bobby Slowick, you lost Stephon Diggs, you lost Tank Dell. So guys have been in and out of the lineup. Nico Collins was hurt earlier in the year as well. CJ Stroud has shown flashes this year. The Ravens are a really good team, but I don't want to say CJ Stroud is in a sophomore slump because they just went toe-to-toe with the Chiefs last weekend, a Saturday game. They played the they played the Detroit Lions a few weeks, or actually back close to a month ago now, and they were in that game as well. They were leading that entire game. So when you sit there and go, well, CJ Stroud's in a sophomore slump, I don't buy that. Total different team. They've been more reliant on the run game with Joe Mixon this year than they were last year. I know Dameon Pierce from Florida, he was the guy last year. But I don't know. I don't think CJ Stroud's in a sophomore slump, but I do think the Texans are a first-round exit. Them and the Steelers are just a first-round exit waiting to happen. It's like, let me tap my fingers. Which one? Steelers, Texans. Which one? Both.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I would say it's looking like a slump. The only reason why I say that is because I have him in fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
I start him every week. I had faith in him. I understand his wide receivers are out. He lost Tank Dell. Big reason why they lost last game against the Chiefs. I think if he stays in the game, they actually have a shot. Looking at this week, bro, he's just missing wide open throws. He missed what's his name? Dalton Schultz multiple times. Yep. Joe Mixon has become irrelevant in the past two games almost. Yeah.
I know. He sold my parlay. I know. He had 26 rushing yards. He needed 40. I'm with you.
That defense is good.
Yes.
But as everyone knows, defense is only as good as how fresh they are on the field. They're not fresh when all you could do is give them a safety. They did that.
That was insane.
They did that themselves.
Yes, that was insane. Let's go back to Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. Okay. This is a conversation that's going to be brought up on every single podcast, every sports media. Josh Allen was the runaway favorite before this game. And I told you, I said, I think Josh Allen wrapped up the MVP after that Lions game. I know. I'm with you. Lamar Jackson had a hell of a performance, but he did play earlier in the week. He played on Wednesday, Christmas Day. Josh Allen will play the Jets this Sunday. So if Josh Allen has an insane performance, I know he didn't have a great performance against the Patriots last week. However, he's still leading the MVP. Lamar Jackson has been spectacular. He just passed Michael Vick all time on the rushing record list, most rushing yards by a quarterback ever. That debate you can have between Lamar Jackson, Michael Vick, Cam Newton, who is the best dual threat quarterback of all time. But sticking here on Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson beat Josh Allen head to head.
Yes.
Josh Allen beat Patrick Mahomes, the Chiefs. So, I mean, it's going to be a teeter-totter back and forth. This game here is going to determine a lot. This upcoming game against the Jets for the Buffalo Bills is going to determine a whole lot, because if Josh Allen does lay an egg, I don't think they'll give it to him. I really don't, because Lamar Jackson, I mean, he just put his stamp on that Texans game, and he dominated that game. I mean, I feel like I was watching the game, and I was clicking on my phone, and I was spamming the magic Houdini button. I was like, what the hell? He rolls out, he looks, he scans, he doesn't see anybody. He's like, and then he throws it. And I'm like, what? How? And then they pan to D'Amico Ryans, and he puts his head down, and he's like, I mean, defensive coordinators and head coaches have to be like, have a nightmare for like sitting up late at night with Lamar Jackson, like having to face him. It's like, how do you even defend that? I mean, like, I know guys, they throw cover zero at him. They'll put a QB spy. They'll try to do man. He'll beat you on man. It's like you try to force him. You try to keep him in the pocket. I mean, he's virtually unstoppable. As long as the Ravens don't make mistakes, they can see themselves in the bowl.
The run option is crazy with him and Henry. You have to give respect to Henry. You have to stuff the box, yep. And then after that, he'll keep it, run to the right. They're likely blocking, gets open, tutty. I mean, I don't know what to do. He said he was jogging. He ran almost 22 miles per hour. He said he was jogging. Yeah, and that's exactly what it looked like. He was jogging. So imagine if he's actually running full speed. This team is crazy. If you look at their schedule, too, the strength of schedule, Lamar Jackson's going against better opponents. That said, I just want to give my kudos to Josh Allen. Respectfully, in my opinion, Josh Allen doesn't have anyone on his team, offensively, defensively.
Right. Yeah, so that's the thing. Josh Allen's put the team. Do you think it was a little corny that the offensive line gave him an MVP chain?
A little bit, but I'm not going to fault them for that. You know, he is carrying them.
Yeah.
If that's my guy, I'm going to root for my guy.
Yeah.
Either way, you can't really go wrong. Both of them are having great years. Lamar's having a spectacular year. He's having a better year than his other two MVPs. But the question is always going to be, how do you MVP someone 3 times and they don't have a Super Bowl?
That too, and this is the stats for Josh Allen. 15 games played, completion percentage 63.8, 3,549 passing yards, 7.8 yards per attempt, 26 passing touchdowns, 6 interceptions, QBR of 101.2, rushing attempts 97, rushing yards 514, yards per carry 5.3, 11 rushing touchdowns for Josh Allen. What? Lamar Jackson's played one more game, obviously, because of the Texans game. Completion percentage 67.9%, 55 passing yards, the one more game. 39 passing touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 121.6 QBR, quarterback rating, rushing attempts 130, 852 rushing yards, 4 rushing touchdowns. So Josh Allen has 7 more rushing touchdowns, and he's played one less game than Lamar Jackson. So Josh Allen's my MVP. I want to hear what people have to think in the comments. Who's your MVP? I think it's Josh Allen. I think he closed the case against the Lions. But if he does lay an egg against the Jets, the conversations, of course, it's open right now. I mean, it can go either way with Vegas's odds. Allen's still the favorite, but if the MVP were to end today, Josh Allen's the MVP. Jackson's had an amazing year, but Josh Allen's the MVP.
Just saying, if Saquon breaks the rushing record, he has to get some more nominations. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but he'll come in third.
Yeah, probably.
He'll come in third.
That's a quarterback award.
Let's talk about this one, though. I mean, actually, yeah, we'll talk about this. Then they'll go briefly back to the NFL with the Christmas Day games. The NBA versus the NFL Christmas Day. You and I had this conversation last week, and I was just joking around. I was like, what do you think? I mean, this is like heart to heart here. I mean, LeBron is getting clowned for saying that we still own Christmas. The NBA does, when the NFL just skyrocketed with numbers. The Ravens-Texans was 24.3 million average, 23 million average minute audience. Chiefs and Steelers was 24.1 million average minute audience. The most streamed NFL games in U.S. history. Now, you can say because of Beyoncé for the Texans and the Ravens game, this ain't Texas, ain't no hold 'em, play your round. However, the first game had nothing to do with it. Maybe the girlies out there thought Taylor Swift was going to be in attendance, but she hasn't attended an away game this year. But the NFL, the NBA, like, I don't know. Before this came out, I was like, after I heard what LeBron said, I was like, maybe he's right. And then I looked at the numbers. I was like, no. The NBA did a great job. They've done a great job year in and year out. But the NFL, Netflix crushed it. And, like, I hate to say it, and I hate gassing up Netflix, but they crushed it. They really did.
Yeah.
They did.
If you look at the production, it was such a clear game.
Yes,
That's one of the most clear games that I've seen in a minute. Mm-hmm. And the fact that Netflix did it while also promoting, later on, I think hopefully we talk about it, the Squid Games, like they're promoting so much of their own content too. It's just so genius.
Yes. Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
And then if you also look at the NBA, I'm gonna be so honest with you. I think the NBA is milking the Steph
Yes.
Curry and LeBron. Keep
Yes.
it going. Oh
Yep.
yeah, Victor Wembanyama's still here. Oh yeah, Kevin Durant versus Jokic. But let's keep it a buck with you. We're looking at the standings right now. How did the Thunder, the Rockets, or the Grizzlies not have a game? Up 3 in the West. That doesn't make any sense. The issue with the NBA has always been they do not market their small town, their small
No,
market teams
they do
at
not.
all.
Nope.
That's why viewership's down this year too. Most of
Yep.
these games were blowouts.
I know.
So let's keep it a buck with you. They're not playing defense. The best game was the Lakers and Warriors game. Why? Because of LeBron and Curry.
Don't
Keep it
even get
simple.
me started about that game. AD sold my parlay. I just talked about this on the podcast episode I just recorded in person. Hard Rock Bet, Sports Bets, DraftKings, FanDuel, you name it. If a player gets hurt within the first 5 minutes of the game, you need to void that leg of the parlay because
PrizePicks does.
they do. PrizePicks does.
Yeah.
Shout out to PrizePicks, even though
Shout out
they've taken a lot
PrizePicks.
of my money and they suck and they're scammers. No,
Yeah.
no, but still, it's like, dude, like every other leg in the parlay hits. Now I know it's like, well, you're putting your money out there, you're gambling, well, no. They need to fix that because if you're hitting 4 out of the 5 legs and the guy gets hurt, that's not my problem. I know you're taking my money, but at least void that leg and discount the price. Okay, give me shittier odds. Okay, fine. If it's minus 110, give me minus 130. But don't punish me because if Anthony Brownie Brittle Davis gets hurt, Anthony Made of Glass Davis gets hurt. It's not my
All he
problem.
did was walk. That was the craziest part. He just walked.
I'm like, what do you? And then you don't get a report like until the end of the game. It's like I'm refreshing X Twitter and I'm like, am I going to get a report? Am I going to get a report? Anthony Davis is questionable to return back to locker room. What the hell is he doing in the locker room? What? So, but yeah, NBA Christmas, they did a good job. Victor Wembanyama went off 40 plus. The Knicks beat the Spurs. I mean, it was the slate that the gifts that kept on giving. I mean, it was a pretty good slate, to be honest with you. I didn't watch the late game, the Suns and the Nuggets, but LeBron, Steph, do we want to say, is LeBron and Steph Curry an NBA rivalry, like an all-time rivalry?
Maybe back then, not now. I feel like,
but like all time, when we look back on the NBA, we're gonna sit here and go, LeBron and Steph for a rivalry?
Yeah,
I guess so because all those finals, the Western Conference Finals 2 years ago. Would we say it's one of the best rivalries in all of NBA? Like a top 5 rivalry?
Top 5? I don't know. I think for this gen, yeah. But for the old heads, probably not top 5.
Well, the old heads, but you of course you had the Celtics and the Lakers. You had Magic Johnson. You had
Larry. Yeah.
You had Larry, Michael, and Magic. You had that there. I mean, going way back then, even in the earlier years, you had the Pistons and the Bulls. I mean, when you think about it, Curry, LeBron, that 2015 Finals with the one when they Iguodala got MVP. That one there, the 2016 one, no Durant. It honestly ranks up there when you really think about it. Steph Curry and LeBron might be one of the greatest rivalries in NBA history. It really might be. I mean, yeah, of course you got the old heads, but I mean, they've created their legacy.
100%. Sad that it's going to not be like that soon.
I know. Broncos Chargers though, last Thursday, Broncos ended up beating the Chargers 37. Texans Chiefs. I mean, there was just so many games that went on. It was just like it just kept getting games after games after games. It's like go ahead.
That was one of the best Thursday night games that we've had in a minute.
What do we think about that kick, the fair catch kick?
That was nice. That actually helped my parlay. That helped my parlay hit actually.
That was insane. That was nuts. Cameron Dicker. You know, if Cameron
they hit the returner.
If Cameron Dicker didn't kick that field goal, the over 1.5 wouldn't have hit field goals.
Yeah, I had the 2 over 2. Yeah, I was geeked. I was hyped.
Yep. Yeah, there was just so many games that went on. Your Eagles actually, Commanders, Eagles. Jalen Hurts got hurt. It's hard to put a lot of stock into that. I know Devontae Smith dropped the catch. Saquon balled out and throughout the entire game. Got to give Kenny Pickett credit, but there's one thing that I do want to address, and this is probably another one of those clips that will probably go viral on YouTube. What the hell is up with the NFL and our taunting penalties? Now, I know guys should not be going like this. Like they got a gun in their pocket and they're doing this and we're acting like, we're hanging out with, with the crew. But if a guy wants to celebrate and he wants to do that, why should he be penalized? I understand there's kids in the NFL, there's kids that watch the NFL and we don't want gang symbols or violence. But if a guy's standing over a guy and he's going like this, why we're going to take the fun away from it? The NFL needs to figure that out. They're not going to. I mean, like if Joe Burrow or Lamar gets a first down or Mahomes, they can't celebrate. I'm excited. I can't spin the ball. It's like NFL stands for no fun league.
No fun league.
What, right? Do you agree?
Again. Yeah, I think some of the celebrations aren't crazy. If you're watching Drake London shooting bullets into Philly, I was not upset about it. A lot of NBA players do that. Jaw did that. Like, it was no reaction to it. But when the NFL does it, respectfully too, if you're looking at it, it depends who's doing it. Quinn Ewers did it, no issue.
No
issue. Drake London does it, he's shooting in the Philly crowd. I'm just saying.
Yep. No. And that's the thing too. It's like we're taking away an exciting part of the game. It's like, no, here, I caught the ball. No, you get the first down. You can't celebrate. You got to go back. No, I get it. There's excessive celebrations. But they allow it in the end zone. They allow the freaking Minnesota Vikings to do like a big time rush dance, or they allow like these crazy. You can't do in the NFL. You can't pelvic thrust more than twice. Yeah. Okay, got it. Fine, no problem. However, a guy trying to celebrate after the play is over, he's excited. I just punked that dude, or I just batted the ball down, or I just tackled him threw him into the atmosphere. It's like taking away the aspect of the game.
Yeah.
NFL, no fun league.
Fun league.
Steelers Ravens was another one. Ravens won 34-17. The Steelers have lost 3 straight games by double digits. The Eagles by 14. The Ravens by 17. The Chiefs by 19. The Steelers are pretenders. We were talking about this, you and I. They're not contenders. They are pretenders. Do you agree?
I think they're one of the top 10 teams.
No.
If you look at them. If you look at their team, they're a top 10 team.
Do you think they're a contender?
They're one of the top 5 teams in the AFC, no?
They're a pretender.
Top 10.
Well,
if you look at it, these 3 teams, these are top 4 teams.
The 3 teams in the AFC, Chiefs, Bills, Ravens. Everyone else.
Pretender? Everyone else would be a pretender?
Yes.
Okay.
Because
in that
yeah
category, then yes. But context for these 3 games too, they're missing their defensive tackle, Larry
Ogunjobi. Yeah, Ogunjobi. Yep.
They missed Elliott for the Eagles game. They had Dante
Jackson
Jackson concussed. They had no Pickens. Ravens game, no Pickens.
But
also no players.
Injuries are injuries, though.
Like, injuries are injuries.
Russell Wilson has played good, but it's almost like they let the game get away from them. It's like they're in close games in the beginning, and then like the mistakes start piling up, and you're like, nah, it's not a really good team.
They start
it's
games
just not.
bad. They start games horrendous.
Right,
First quarter horrible.
Well,
second and third they close it.
Yeah. So and they got. You want to say they got routed by the Chiefs? They were in the game for the most part, but I think if you were going to go by playoff contention right now, they're arguably they're right there as the biggest pretender.
Okay, I like that. I don't
because I know you got the Broncos, you got the Chargers, of course. The Bengals could still squeak in somehow. That's a team that if they squeak in, I wouldn't want to play the Bengals. Nobody wants to see the Bengals. And we were all writing them off. It was like, nah, they're not going to make it. We're like, well, there's maybe some hope if that team loses and that team loses and that team loses. We'll see. But
if you're looking at it, because the Steelers just beat the Chiefs, or the Chiefs just beat the Steelers, the Chiefs could go on rest in week 18. They don't have to see the Bengals. They probably would want to see the Broncos.
Oh, yeah, I agree. Yeah. I agree.
The Broncos win one game, it's done.
Absolutely. So, our NFL scores from last week, what did we get them all from last week? We hit most of them, didn't we?
Yeah, I think we got most of them.
Here we go. So Thursday's game was the Chargers 34-27, Chiefs 27-19, Texans, Ravens 34, Steelers 17, Lions routed the Bears. We talked about that was last weekend. Colts ended up beating the Titans 38-30. Richardson had a day. So did Jonathan Taylor. Cincinnati Bengals routed the Browns. Panthers, Cardinals was a sketchy game. Upset there. Oh my gosh, Trey McBride at the end of the game. Can't believe we lost to them. We suck or whatever.
Yeah.
And then Commanders 36, Eagles 33. That's painful for you. You can rebound this week against the Cowgirls because no CD Lamb. New York Jets lost to the Rams 19-19. Aaron Rodgers was celebrating. That didn't look too hot there. Vikings 27, Seahawks 24. It feels like a year ago, these games. Raiders beat the Jags. I don't know if you saw at the end of the game when Antonio Pierce is asked. He's like, you're going to have to ask Tom Telesco because they potentially losing the number one pick there. And then Bills beat my Patriots 24-21. Drake May played good. I know he threw an interception there. He had that one crazy touchdown. That first touchdown of the game was beauty. Dolphins beat the Niners. Niners are officially eliminated from playoff contention. The Dolphins are still in contention. The Cowboys beat the Bucs. That ending of that game was crazy. Rashad White, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That was insane. The Packers absolutely routed the Saints
4-0. Go Pack,
my gosh. Coach of the Year conversation with Matt LaFleur looming around that, and then wrapped up with the Wednesday games. We had our game last night. Yeah, so we hit all the NFL. I think it's time to get to the college football playoff. Here we go. Indiana, Notre Dame. Kurt Signetti. Yeah, I just had to get some camera time. I just had to do it. My players were on the field, but I had to run into the locker room before the game before the game started, and I had to go get some camera time. Well, you guys got routed. Indiana had no business being in the college football playoff. They really didn't. I know Miami's defense is horrible. I think Miami would have put up a way better fight over them against Notre Dame.
Yes.
I honestly think with the way Cam Ward has played and the way their offense has played. I know it's a cold weather game. Maybe Indiana matches up better with Notre Dame, but man, and Cam Ward played at Washington State too. So I think he could handle his own there. I would have loved Miami in that spot.
I hate to say it. I know on our podcast, I said I wanted Indiana. Luckily, I've read Riley Leonard's speech, his letter to the fans. I jumped off that wagon the night before. Look at the timeline.
Yep.
The quarterback for Indiana, Curtis Rourke.
Rourke, yeah.
215 yards, right? Yep. Most of those were garbage time. At least 121 of them was garbage time. 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Again, garbage time stats. That rushing by Notre Dame, though.
Well, Jeremiah Love.
Yep. 98-yard run touchdown. Ties with Josh Adams, Notre Dame legend.
Yeah.
Leonard, mid-game, 23 for 32, 200 yards, a touchdown, interception. This game was donezo by the first half.
I mean, so the playoff games are... Oh, we're going to have to cover the second half games as well. Yeah, we're going to have to cover the second round games. Yeah, so sticking on this game here, Notre Dame routed Indiana. Indiana got a garbage time touchdown. The run game for Notre Dame's run game was exceptional. The only question I have with Jeremiah Love going into the Georgia game, is he going to be fully healthy? They're going to get time because now it's been a week since they won. Marcus Freeman, Kirby Smart, we'll get into that briefly here. But yeah, they got routed. There's really not much to say. Indiana didn't deserve to be in. I really don't think they should have been in. Go ahead.
Wait, let's talk about one play. I don't know if you recall, there's a special team play. Marcus Freeman is probably shocked that they actually snapped the ball.
Yes.
Indiana, why are you calling a timeout? I'm looking at this game. I'm saying, what is this? This is reminding me of the Indianapolis Colts versus your New England Patriots. What formation is this? Who's thinking that this is going to work? He snaps it. Freeman is smiling and cheering that you called a timeout. They were not supposed to snap that ball. You just got out-coached, too.
Yes.
Horrible.
Kurt Signetti, the last thing I'll say goes, we don't play we play top 25s. We don't just beat them, we destroy them.
Yeah.
You didn't beat one top 25. You didn't beat one top 25 team all year. You got routed by Ohio State. Anyways, moving on to Penn State SMU. I mean, did I not say this?
I hate that you're right.
It happened. Penn State was a much better team. SMU was way in over their head. If it wasn't for that field goal if it wasn't for that field goal at the end there, if it wasn't for the end of that Clemson SMU game and from SMU coming back down 31-14, Alabama would be in the playoff. I stand by that. I stand by what I say. And SMU had no business being here. And everyone's like, well, you just want to punish them because they lost? No, because you look at strength of schedule and they're not as good as any of these teams that were in. They had no business being in here. And they're like, all these were blowouts and home field advantage had a whole lot to do with it. Yes, but Alabama's much better than them. Ole Miss is better than them. And everyone's like, SEC bias. Well, I threw Miami in there for you guys. So if you want to put those teams in, that's fine, then do it. But SMU had no business being in this college football playoff. They were way in over their head. They looked lifeless out there. They looked okay in the beginning of the game, and then they just got absolutely routed. Now, you can say it's a talent gap. You can say this. You can say that. They got destroyed. I don't want to hear it. This is what I said. I said, if SMU gets routed, I do not want to hear it. I don't. I'm sorry. The way that they played, an embarrassment. An embarrassment. Enough with them.
I hate to say that you were correct. I think strength of schedule does matter now.
Yes.
With that said, I do still believe that
Yes.
for college football, this is good, letting the little bro realize he's
Yeah.
not at the level of big bro yet.
Yes.
Heisman Jennings,
Calvin Jennings,
pick
yeah.
sixes.
Ugly.
Yeah, that was
Ugly.
bad. 95
Yes.
yards. Lamar, I'm not gonna lie, this wasn't your best game. I think the cold definitely had a big factor. You're 13 for 22 for 127, no touchdown. The running game though, Singleton 90 yards, 1 touchdown, and Allen 70 yards, 2 touchdowns. I just want to say, by the way, we talk about it maybe next time. Transfer portal, they need to push that forward because there's no way
Yeah.
Bo Prabula should have had a transfer and go to Missouri. There's no reason for that to have happened. Also, with that said, big shout out to Dominic DeLuca for that pick six. I think he said it was for his boy, Bo. Later on, we're going to have to talk about that too. He's a walk-on. We would not see him playing in the future, most likely, because they're cutting the roster from 150 to 105.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Moving on to the Texas Clemson game.
Best game.
Clemson's gonna go into Austin and they're gonna beat him. I was getting told in my ear, take them plus 400. They're gonna beat them. I'm like, what? No. Texas just lost to Georgia. They're getting healthy. No, they're not gonna go into Austin. They're gonna make it a good game, but Texas gonna tell them that we're a much better team. Clemson really they looked good in the beginning of the game. The first drive, Klubnik was playing good. He was hitting, he was firing, he was over the middle stuff. The run game was looking good, but Texas just handled it to them. They really did. The talent gap showed. There was no trenches. They dominated there. There was no Dabo Sweeney with all the experience. No, Texas was the much better team. They were the much better team. They proved it. And Texas is actually the favorite to win the national championship. I think it's
crazy
at plus 300. I mean, they're really, really good. They really are. They ran into a juggernaut in Georgia, and they have the team to do it. I mean, they didn't even have Isaiah Bond in that game. I don't know if Kelvin Banks played in that game, but they didn't even have Isaiah Bond.
Both of the running backs over 100 yards.
Blue and Wisner, oh my gosh.
My goodness, 2 touchdowns each.
They dominated that game. They dominated that game.
Once the Tigers got down, they weren't coming back.
They were not coming back.
They abandoned the run. They weren't. Their passing wasn't working.
Jaden Blue and I can't pronounce his name. Gentrevion Wisner or Quintrevion, that's what it is. Yeah, Jadon Blue and Quintrevion Wisner. If Texas is going to play
Arizona
State, that is we're going to get into that. I'll hold off. Ohio State routed Tennessee 42-17.
Joseph, let's talk about it. This is an SEC team.
Yes, I know.
You're a big SEC guy.
Yes, I know.
What happened? You're basically Lane Kiffin.
Listen. So how I say it is maybe this is an excuse, but the SEC just doesn't do well in cold weather. They really don't. They don't. So hey, maybe a different game in a neutral site, but no. Hats off to Ohio State. They took it personal. Bulletin board material after they lost to Michigan. Ryan Day knew his job was on the line. Will Howard knew he had to step up. Jeremiah Smith absolutely blew the doors off. Excuse me. I mean. Is he the best what?
Is he better than Ryan Williams? Tell me right now. You're biased. You're a Roll Tide guy. Is he better than Ryan Williams?
Yeah, Jeremiah Smith's the best receiver in college football this year.
My goodness.
He's better he's a better receiver than Travis Hunter. Is he not? He's a freshman and he's doing this.
My goodness. It was 21-0 in the first quarter.
I know. Nico looked like he was seeing ghosts. Nico got popped that one play. I was actually at it was like a little Christmas get-together we had. They did games and stuff. And then watching that game, then we did some White Elephant. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh, gosh. Maybe Tennessee can get back. It's 21-10. And then I'm just like, oh, shit. The score is, 38-10 or whatever. Or, excuse me, it was like 35-10 at one point. It was getting ugly. It was getting bad. But, yeah, Will Howard delivered. Dylan Sampson got injured. Yeah, Tennessee the experience showed on the road, big spot.
Rookie quarterback.
I told you I'm a big SEC guy. Yeah. I still have I still have Georgia and Texas still left in it.
They're going shirtless.
If we want to claim, even though I haven't.
High.
I know. I know that was embarrassing. That was bad. Going into there shirtless like that. That was our last playoff game for the first round. Well, we're just gonna roll right into it. Quarterfinals, December 31st, the bowl, Penn State, Boise State. Now we can sit here and we can go, well, Penn State's a much better team than Boise State, and they should absolutely steamroll Boise State. If Aston Genty doesn't have any success on the ground, I see this game being 42-7, 35-0, because we haven't seen anything from Boise State other than Aston Genty. Maddox Madsen is not very good, and I don't trust Boise State. So if there's any spread that I can take, I don't know. But see, it's hard to say, do I trust Penn State, because it doesn't even matter at this point. They're a much better team. The talent gap's going to show. You're going to see the level of the difference between Penn State and Boise State. So whatever there is, yes, Penn State is going to absolutely rout Boise State, and I think they're going to shut down Genty. Even if Genty has 100 yards, Penn State wins this game by 14 points. Yeah, he's going to run angry. He's going to run his way back to Boise State on that blue field.
If I get what I hope for, Genty's going for 200.
No, not against Penn State.
If I'd want him to just to showcase that he is the best talent of college.
Now, however, let's play the other side of the coin. Let's put this into play here. If Aston Genty and Boise State, if in quotes, guys, if he balls out, maybe then he should have gotten Heisman.
Just saying. Most likely not going to happen, though.
Just not going to happen, though. I don't see it. I do not see Penn State. I think Penn State, they just took your boys toe-to-toe, Oregon. So I do not see Boise State coming anywhere near close to this. I don't have a spread. Do you have a spread on this game? I think it was was it minus 10.5 the spread was? I think it was when it first opened up, I saw. Is that what it was? Yeah, throw it up there. I think it's minus 10.5, I think. Maybe it's even gone up since this point. I think it's gone up.
I wouldn't be surprised if it went up.
Yeah, Penn State's 6 seed, Boise State's 3 because they got the first round bye. Is it minus 10.5?
Ooh, I'm looking at it right.
Oh my, the game is on Tuesday, New Year's Eve.
The New Year's Eve.
It's gonna be fire. Oh, I'm off of work too. I can't wait.
10.5.
I called it. Let's go. Give me Penn State in this spot minus 10.5. Penn State should absolutely steamroll Boise State. I think they shut down Genty, and I think they win this game by at least 10.5. At least throw it in. Go.
That's not crazy.
What do you think?
I'm also going to go with Penn State. I'm rooting for Abdul Kata and Tyler Warren. Future Eagle, by the way.
Yeah. Next game, January 1st. We haven't we will officially hit New Year's. Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. Chick-fil-A's fire, by the way. Chick-fil-A is that fire. You guys have it in Seattle, right? Yeah.
Oregon. Yeah, it's in Oregon.
Yeah. Duh. Okay. Texas, Arizona State. Now, this could go either one or two ways. This could be another thing with the talent gap with Texas and Arizona State, or this could be a complete shootout. I think the spread on this game was 14, wasn't it?
13.5.
13.5. Wow. And it's a very high over-under. I mean, do we think Arizona State's as good as Clemson?
I think offensively they're better.
Offensively they are.
Scheme-wise, just because
scheme-wise. I love Dillingham. He's a fun coach. Kenny, he's a great coach. But Texas, ooh, man, they covered against Clemson. Can they cover against Arizona State? This is the question. The talent is there. They have
talent matters. Talent matters. I don't know.
And Arizona State's defense is not very good.
No, I might go Texas. Also, Arizona State without their wide receiver one. Forgot his name. My apologies to him. If he comes back, they might have a shot, but more than likely, that shot's nothing crazy. It's not like jumping 50%. It's just like 5.
I think this. I mean, the question remains with Quinn Ewers if he's going to come back or not. Which probably he's not going to go to Texas, either he goes to the draft or not. I think this rest of the playoffs has a huge implication on Quinn Ewers because if he continues the ball out, he's going to the draft for sure. Now, if they lose, this would be an insane upset. This would be an insane upset. I mean, big time. So give me Texas in this spot. Do I want to say they cover or not? Because Arizona State's got a good offense,
14's a lot.
14's a lot of points. Vegas is right on the money. Give me Texas in this spot to cover. If I agree, I'll do minus 13. If I can get it bumped down because it's 13.5 right now, if I can get about minus 13, I'll do 13. So give me Texas minus 13 in this spot. I still want to see some more packages for Arch.
I'm scared of that.
Also, too, Also, Texas' run game too. If they can run the ball like they did against Clemson, if they can do that against Arizona State, oh my gosh, they'll pull the doors off them.
I'll tell you
Because
right now,
Arizona
though,
State's defense is very good. Go ahead.
ASU is not going to abandon the run like
No, Scatterbo. He
Yeah,
thinks he's
that
the
boy nice.
Heisman.
Yeah, that boy's nice.
That boy's gonna get shut down by Texas defense. Them boys down in Texas, with those cowboy hats and Austin,
many
Texas,
yards?
all the NIL money. Scatterbo?
Yeah, tell me right now. He's not capping over.
He's not getting over 100.
Ooh. Okay,
He's
okay. That's not crazy.
He's
That's
not getting
crazy.
over 80.
Now we might be getting to the conversation. We'll see.
SEC 12?
We'll see. We'll see. I love
We'll
his
see.
team. I love Kane Dillingham's team.
Man, if this is a cinema matchup, this isn't a storybook written already. I see the cup. Oregon, Ohio State. How are you feeling? I mean, this is a massive game before the even championship.
Contemplating on going on the game still, or going to the game. -2.5, and Oregon is not favored. The number 1 seed is not favored. Am I shocked? No. They just put on a performance.
They did.
I still like my team though. This is the year. I believe. I gotta believe.
I told you. Yeah, who did I pick to win the national championship? I can't back out now. I mean, Ohio State's the team that they're going to play. So
yeah.
I love Oregon. I mean, I was talking shit about them earlier in the year. You know, is Oregon the best team? Who have they really played? This is it here. This is the test. You beat Ohio State in what's your guys' stadium? Eugene, Oregon. Yes. Yeah. You beat them in Eugene earlier in the year. The Will Howard play, it was 32-31. The Ohio State guys spit on the, or was it, Oregon guys spit on the Ohio State guy. Yeah, Trayshawn Holden spit on Igbenogany, whatever his name is.
No, Burks.
Igben's son.
Denzel Burks.
No, it was Igben's son. It was, yeah.
No, the corner. Denzel Burks spit on him. Yeah.
I thought it was Trayshawn Holden that spit on Igben's son. I'm pretty sure it is.
Nah, it's Trayshawn Holden for sure, but it was on the corner in the end zone on the left. On the left one.
Yeah, Igben's son, I think. Right? Look it up.
No. I swear, Denzel Burke.
I promise you, it's Igben's son because I remember I talked about it.
Yeah, anyways, Denzel Burke corner.
I thought it was Igben's son.
Nah, they're talking.
What?
They're talking. Yeah.
Okay, well, Denzel Burke's a dog, but yes, going back. Okay,
he's not a dog. He's
a dog. Yes, he is.
Dropped after that game. Evan Stewart, Ted Johnson. Everybody was on his head top. He couldn't stop any of Oregon wide receivers.
This is going to be an insane game. I mean, Rose Bowl is a cinematic stadium. It's a classic. I mean, Pasadena's beautiful. You're a California guy. I mean, wow. I have to go Oregon because I picked them to win the national championship. So give me Oregon in this spot. Yeah, of course. So I got to ride with you. Give me the Ducks in this spot. Am I doing it right?
It's like a sandwich. Almost like a sandwich.
Like this?
Yeah.
The heart circle. I'm just going to go like this, right?
Now? Okay, relax. That looks like a 0. Stop trolling.
Oh, well, I can't say 0. Okay, right? Better like this?
Yeah.
It's hard.
You're good.
There we go. Okay, yeah. So Oregon in this spot. Wow, it's going to be a great game.
I just want to mention, we did not have Jordan Birch. He's our top D end, or one of, I should say. But we didn't have him. Trayshawn Holden got ejected.
Yep.
I'm just saying. I like our team.
Jordan James
going crazy. He's going crazy.
On the other side of the ball, who's guarded Jeremiah Smith?
We limited him from big plays. I think the difference between Tennessee and us,
What's our over under in this game?
55. It's going over.
You think it's going to be that high scoring?
Hit the over. Both our defenses will eventually not be able to stop the offense.
Yeah.
It'll come down to a kick or who makes, obviously less mistakes. That's so easy.
Wow. Ohio State, Oregon. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait. It's going to be a great game.
Is this the natty? Whoever wins this is basically
wins the natty. Whoa. Texas on the other side. So is Georgia.
I'm asking you as an SEC fan.
I have Oregon winning the national championship, so yes.
Let's go.
It's already out there. Anyways, Notre Dame, Georgia, next game. Ooh, wow. I mean,
only 1.5.
I know. I don't trust Notre Dame though. So, however, Carson Beck's out for the remaining rest of the season, remainder of the year. Gunnar Stockton. My apologies. He's not a lefty. He's a righty. He looks like a lefty because it's some of his plays. However, I think Georgia's defense and Georgia's talent is going to be too much for Notre Dame. I think if they can if they can shut down either Riley Leonard or Jeremiah Love, if you can put pressure on Riley Leonard, give me the dogs in this spot. Give me the dogs all day. Give me the dogs in this spot. No,
I'm not mad at that take. No, I'm not mad at that take. I agree with you.
Yeah.
I have what's his name? I think it's Trevor Etienne.
Trevor Etienne, former Gator, and they have Frazier as well. The only problem, though, with Georgia, it's been all year, is the continuity with the receivers. Dylan Bell and Carson Beck have not been able to the same pace. Now, however, it's Gunnar Stockton, Arian Smith, Luke Lucky. That's my only concern. But I think the defense can surmount enough for Georgia to win this game. Now, I don't know if I want to say Georgia blows them out because it's a playoff game and Notre Dame has been really good all year. Other than losing to Northern Illinois, yes, they punked to Indiana, and it's an inexperienced quarterback. He's obviously going to get time. He's gotten time since Carson Beck got hurt. He knows he's quarterback one, but I don't think he's going to have to do a lot. I know Notre Dame's going to try to put pressure on him, but I don't think he's going to have to do a lot in this game. I really think that they're going to run the ball heavy. They have the offensive line. If they can dominate at the line of scrimmage in the trenches with their defense. I told you I'm a big SEC guy. I've seen this team play all year long. I don't think it's a big drop off with Beck and Stockton because of how good their team is. Now, the only question I have is the receivers. If Gunnar Stockton cannot get on the same page with his receivers, with Dylan Bell, Arian Smith, that's my only concern. However,
he had 2 weeks.
He has had 2 weeks. I think he's had a little more than that now.
A little more,
Yeah, the SEC championship was December 8th. No, the SEC, today's the 27th. The SEC championship was December 7th. Yes, the 7th. Yeah. Yes. Okay.
So he's had over 3 weeks.
He's had over 3 weeks. So yes, give me Ohio State. No, Ohio State. Give me yeah, I know, right? No, give me Georgia in this spot. So I took all the favorites. No, I didn't because Oregon's an underdog. Yeah, right. Oregon's an underdog. They're playing the underdog story. So those are the games there.
Minus at 1.5. Give me Georgia also. I'm just telling you right now, though, Joseph. If your SEC team, the big giant, goes down, I don't want to hear any more SEC bias for the rest of this playoffs. Two SEC teams that they get
still have Texas in there.
I'm just saying.
But do we want to factor in Georgia having a backup quarterback?
See, that's a good question.
So that's what I'm saying, though.
If their defense is this prolific, right?
Well, right, I agree. There's no excuses why Notre Dame wins that. There's no business for Georgia to lose this game against Notre Dame. They're a much better team. If Stockton does enough, Gunnar Stockton does enough, makes the right plays, he doesn't turn the football over, he doesn't get happy feet, he doesn't get too crazy. If he just plays like he did against Texas minus that turnover, they win this game by a touchdown.
Ooh, I'm excited.
Do you trust Riley Leonard?
Not against Georgia.
Like
there's levels to this.
My gosh, guess what? This Georgia game is in Georgia.
Yeah, it's always in Georgia. That's why they need to get rid of where the freaking national championship is. It's always in.
It's in Atlanta.
Like, come on.
Like, could we? All right, we'll get it. All right, we'll wait. We'll wait on that. I'll bite my tongue on that one. Georgia in Georgia. Give me the dogs all day long. They just beat Texas in the SEC championship in Georgia. Give me the dogs.
Okay.
Let's go. Wow. So yeah, then we'll have to cover that afterwards. But I mean, man, oh man, you want to talk? We got to talk. Actually, go back to the halftime show from the Ravens Texans game with Beyonce. 27 million viewers watched that halftime.
It's Beyonce.
Oh my gosh, did you know that Beyonce's daughter, Blue Ivy Carter, was up there with her on performing with her? She's only 12 years old.
I did not peep that.
I look over to my right and I was like, "That's Beyonce's daughter, Blue Ivy Carter."
Yeah.
That was, and it was really fitting for Beyonce because she's also from Houston, Texas.
With some news going on right now with her husband.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know, I personally, I'm gonna keep it so real with you. I didn't care for this halftime show.
Really, you didn't like it?
I didn't care for it. I watched a little bit of it, and afterwards, I just went to go get like my snack and go.
Well, because it was the Cowboy Carter album.
Yeah, I know.
So Beyonce is. Do you think Beyonce should be? Do you think she's I don't know, country artist now? Like, I think it's kind of weird. It was cool to see Post Malone and Shabuzi come out though.
Hey,
that was fire. I was like, Posty, Shabuzi. I was like, it took the bleeding off from the parlay because it was 17-2 at half.
My parlay got saved. My parlay got saved because of Derrick Henry and Joe Mixon. Shout out to them.
Yeah, Derrick Henry hit over. Lamar Jackson didn't hit over. Stroud, I needed over, didn't hit. Nico Collins needed over. It was just an ugly game. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I thought the halftime show was pretty good. I mean, it felt like a preview of the Super Bowl, but it was crazy that the NFL even got Beyonce to do the halftime show.
Dude, Netflix did it. Like,
I know. Well, she had a 3-part deal with the NFL or with Netflix. So I think it was from a few years ago. So it was like a 3-part thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If Netflix does this again, other TV companies, programs, they need to watch out. Because what Netflix just did, they raised the bar. They raised the freaking bar. They had it's just so mind-boggling that they did something that Peacock couldn't do, that what Amazon Prime couldn't do. Like,
yeah, I know. That's the thing. The only thing that really bugged me about that was there was no third game. That was a bummer. Because you're usually looking on Thanksgiving, you usually get 3 games. Morning, you get the noon, you get the late afternoon, or noon, late afternoon, and then the night kickoff. We didn't get that with this Netflix one. Last year we did with the Christmas ones. We got the Broncos, Rams. We got the Steelers, Raiders for the night game.
The Saints and Vikings.
No, last year, that's what it was. Last year was the Dolphins and the Cowboys. It was the Steelers and the Raiders, and then the first game was the Broncos and the Rams, wasn't it?
Christmas games 2023.
Wasn't it?
Raiders, Chiefs.
Raiders, Chiefs. I'm sorry, the Broncos.
Eagles.
Broncos, Rams was the year before. Yes.
Oh, this game was good because it was the Niners so good. Lamar claims his MVP because how he destroys them. Yeah.
Wait, Christmas was on a Monday last year, right?
Positively sure, yeah.
Was it?
Was it? Double check.
Because I remember I said Merry Swiftmas because Taylor Swift was at the game. Yeah. It was Raiders.
It was Monday.
Yeah. Yeah, the Niners was the Monday game. Yeah, so the 3 games on Christmas were Raiders, Chiefs, Dolphins, Cowboys, and what was the other one?
No.
Oh, there was only 2?
This Christmas game was the Raiders being the Chiefs. They stole Christmas.
Yes,
and the
Jack
Eagles
Jones.
And the Giants.
Yep.
Yeah, which was a dud game because that's when the Eagles' downfall was happening. And then they went to the Ravens and Niners game. And I got to see my Niner friends.
So they only did 2 games then. Really? I thought the Niners, right? Yes, the Niners-Ravens game was Sunday night. Right? Yeah. Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Well, I wish they would have done 3 games. I think it would have been more exciting, to be honest with you.
Agreed.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, I thought Beyonce's halftime show was good. It was more catered toward her Cowboy Carter album. Now, if Beyonce would have done her other songs like Irreplaceable, Halo, Single Ladies, oh my gosh! I mean, everyone would have been going crazy. I mean, I thought the halftime show was good, but I know the album, I know the halftime show wasn't catered to that because it was Cowboy Carter, Houston, Texas, whatever. The performance was really cool with her singers, along with bringing in her daughter. However, I thought it would have been lights out if she would have done her other songs. But the halftime show with Kendrick Lamar for this year is going to be fire.
His new song with SZA, 30 for 30.
I haven't heard it yet.
Fire, go listen to that.
I will. When he does the halftime, it's going to be fire. Maybe he brings out Lil Wayne because of Nola.
I don't know. Wayne put some type of way.
Wayne got snubbed. That's how he felt about it. However, maybe Kendrick brings him out. And you know that the Super Bowl halftime show performers don't get paid.
We'll see. We will see.
They don't get paid. But the end. Actually, no. We got to cover this before we wrap up. NBA, the Heat could potentially be not trading Jimmy Butler because they said they're not trading him. I think if the Heat were smart, they would trade Jimmy Butler because actually maybe to your Thunder. He prefers a trade out of Miami. He's already run his course in Miami. He doesn't want to trade. He doesn't want a contract extension. He's going to be a free agent this offseason. Why not try to get trade value for him now when you can, instead of waiting to the summer and you play the game? Trade him now. Get a haul of picks. Like the Thunder have a ton of picks. The Celtics have a lot of picks. Like there's teams out there that are desperate for another star. The Thunder would be a good fit for him, actually. No, you don't want him. The Warriors, maybe. I know the Lakers won't be able to do it, but maybe the Warriors, the Rockets. Like there's teams that have that young depth and just have like assets of picks. And the Thunder are really the main team. But yeah, the Heat should trade Jimmy Butler. I think it's time. You went to the finals that one year. He's done everything everything he's been able to do. He's gotten hurt. He's been in and out of the lineup. He hasn't been that consistent this year. He hasn't really been the same guy. I think it would make the most sense. He's got $49 million left on his contract with the Heat for this season. He's got a $52 million player option for next year. That's insane. But I think they should trade him to a win now contender. I really do. What do you think?
They're in the sixth seed right now. The only reason why I said no to the Thunder, that's a young team. And I don't know what's going on with them. A lot of people, older heads like Draymond Green, hate on them doing an interview all together as a team.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Draymond Green, WWE move.
I could definitely see him going to a team like the Rockets, who have been saying they wanted another star.
Yeah.
Regret that the 76ers let him go. They should have never extended Tobias Harris over him.
He's open to trade destinations such as the Suns, the Warriors, the Mavs, and the Rockets. I don't know where he fit in. The Suns, I don't know where he would fit in there because they don't really have any assets there. They've lost basically everything. They're not going to do a Bradley Beal, Jimmy Butler swap. The Mavericks could make sense, but then I don't know who they would really give up. Ball hogs with Kyrie, Jimmy Butler, and Luka. Ooh, Luka's hurt right now anyways. Rockets could make sense. They'd have to give up some of their young depth though, and Pat Riley's very, very just greasy. Like he's going to be like, we're going to take a lot if you're going to give it. We're going to give up Jimmy Butler, our star.
You're from Florida, right? Are you a Heat fan?
No.
I was wondering. Interesting.
Love LeBron. I know. It's so fitting that this jacket has all the teams in the NBA. But this one's no. I got this at Aeropostale. It's it's not an Aeropostale jacket. They have a partnership with the Ultra Game. It's like a sports website. They have NFL, NBA, NHL. But yeah, this jacket has all of the logos on
it. Yeah, I like that.
Christmas. I got it half off too.
Hey, nice.
But yeah, so Jimmy Butler remains to be seen what will happen to him with the trade deadline. But the last part of the show, I hope everyone had a great Christmas. I hope everyone had a really good time. Happy Hanukkah too to everyone out there too who is Jewish. Happy holidays to everyone with New Year's coming up. Squid Game 2, the season just premiered December 26th. I've been talking to people about it. I saw season 1. It's the most streamed Netflix show of all time. Have you watched season 2 yet? Have you started it?
I have not. I was going to watch it today.
I haven't either. I need to.
My friends watched and said it was not as good as the first.
Yep. Really? Sucks. Oh no.
So hopefully that doesn't sway mine and our opinion.
No, it's not going to sway my opinion. I'm going to be glued to my seat the entire time. Let me ask you this though. I'll give you my opinion. If you were offered to do Squid Game in real life, would you do it?
I'm going to be so honest with you. No. If I'm in that much debt,
I would
try to rob a bank before I tried this. Like I'm not going to let you play a game with me where my life is on the line.
Your life is literally on the line.
Yeah, I might as well try first to see if I could rob a bank. Like that's like a better outcome than this.
$500,000, but the prize is $500,000.
I feel like this game.
You wouldn't do it.
Amusement for someone.
You wouldn't do it.
I should never be this down bad in debt. I should never be this down bad in debt.
I agree.
But let's just say hypothetically, Geno Smith blew my parlay and I'm millions down. Yeah, I would do it. There's nothing else to lose.
My gosh.
The loan sharks are probably gonna get me. So I might.
Don't even get me started about the gambling movies. What was it with Adam Sandler? Uncut Gem. Oh my gosh, that movie's insane. Oh my gosh. I
always love what is it? 21.
21.
Blackjack?
Oh yes. Kevin Spacey. Yes. Yeah. Winner, chicken dinner. Such a good movie. Such a good movie. Great movie. However, though, Squid Game, insane. I've got to see season 2.
CJ Stroud just made you lose Christmas. You lost.
Yeah, right. I don't have a choice. I don't have a choice.
Dude, that's so crazy.
It is. I mean, like when you think about it, the show premise is nuts.
Have you ever tried to do the cookie challenge? People do it for
No,
Christmas.
have you?
That thing is the hardest thing ever. Like trying to lick it and trying to like scratch it. That's actually awful.
That's what I'm saying. These challenges. All right. Would you jump out of would you skydive for 50,000?
50,000? Yeah. Like, yeah, of course. That
would
covers
you do it for, would you do it for 5,000?
No. It had to be like worth my time. 5,000, I think that almost covers it. That covers like the whole skydiving experience.
Right. I mean, but there's like these crazy challenges that would like. Would you rather? Let me ask you this: would you rather participate in climbing Mount Everest or participate in Squid Game?
Ooh,
but you could die. But you could die at the end of both.
I feel like climbing Mount Everest is also like a feat in its own.
Do you know how hard it is to climb Mount Everest?
No, I know. So that's what I'm saying. Like, imagine if I accomplish it. Like, that's like height. That's an award in itself.
I know.
I like the cold too.
So, would you rather climb Mount Everest or would you rather participate in Squid Game?
No, I'm not doing Squid Games. Give me Mount Everest. Yeah.
Would you travel across the country by foot for $10 million
Like I have to hit every state.
from Florida to California? No phone, just a map.
No phone,
And
just
you
a
only
map.
get a certain amount of money.
No, I don't. No.
But you have to get there in a certain time.
No. Yeah, certain time. No, I'm not running a marathon across the nation. That's
No, I'm
crazy.
saying, yeah, but like I said, Squid Game, excited to watch it. You got to watch a show on Paramount Plus called Landman. Such a good show with Billy Bob Thornton. It's like it's filmed in West Texas. It's like oil field feel. It's kind of like
Okay.
a mix of like, yeah, it's the same creator as Yellowstone, Taylor Sheridan. It's got like a football vibe to it, but it's also got like an oil vibe, like
Yeah.
Western feel,
I've seen
like
on TikTok.
family, drug mules. Yeah, it's really, really good. You got to give it a shot. I mean, this season has been really, really good. I am like blown away. I'm like, wow, like Billy Bob Thornton is like actually like crushing his role.
It is for sure.
Landman's a really good one. That's probably like my show that I would give you to watch right now. But yeah, I'm gonna binge Squid Game. I really am.
Hopefully, we can talk about it next podcast.
How many episodes are there? Is it 6 again? Or is it 10? I don't remember how many episodes there are.
Looks like
yeah.
only one's out. 2 episodes.
Oh my gosh, I got to get on it. Well, I think that does it for us. Another episode in the books. I hope everyone has had a great week so far. There's been so much going on in football. My camera's probably about to die here, so we got to wrap up because I only juiced it up as best as I could. But we covered everything from the NFL to some NBA with the Christmas Day, with the debates between that. Beyonce's halftime show. Ethan really wasn't a fan of Beyonce. See yo, halo, halo, halo. Squid Game out right now, so make sure to watch that. Not sponsored, but you got to watch it because we want to hear what you think of that. The NFL taunting penalties there, the Chiefs, are they still the best team in the NFL? The NBA, the college football playoff, what's going to happen? Some bowl games going on. Like, I mean, there's just been so much going on. I hope you guys had an amazing Christmas, a happy holidays. We're going to record most like after New Year, I would say. Yeah, probably so. If we don't record again, after the bowl game. So happy New Year to happy early New Year to everybody. Actually, shout out to my mom. Her birthday is on January 1st. So we always celebrate that. Ethan's Oregon Ducks versus Ohio State. The playoffs, or the playoff is the rest of it's going to be insane from here on out. But Jimmy Butler trade buzz with that. The NFL with the draft picks, the Bears and Caleb Williams, Thomas Brown experiment, the Steelers, are they pretenders? Are they contenders? We covered so much. There's some games on tomorrow. You got the Chargers and the Patriots. You got the Broncos and the Bengals. And there's one more game. What is that game? I don't remember. It's the Broncos and the Bengals, the Patriots and the Chargers, and then there's one more game. And then there's the Sunday slate.
Rams and Cardinals?
Yes, correct. Yes. And then the Sunday slate, and then Monday Night Football, and then no more TNF. So yeah, that game was absolutely drunk. But I hope you guys have a great weekend. We're going to get this out most likely tonight. I can't believe today's already Friday. I have a nice little mini vacation off of work, a little staycation action. I'm off until next Thursday, so I'm excited about that. But we will see you guys next week. Make sure to hit that subscribe button on YouTube, the Inquisitive Mamba Podcast on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, the Inquisitive Mamba Podcast, Spotify, the Inquisitive Mamba Podcast. Make sure to follow Ethan on TikTok at The Couch Reports. He's over 3,000 followers now, and we will see you guys next week.
Deuces.